Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the trial of U.S. versus Dominique Steffens. On June 17, 2009, at 10:32 p.m., a call was received at the 911 dispatch of Metropolitan Police Department. The female said, "I just shot my husband." I got a chance to sit down and interview those closest to the case.
Here we have Tatiana, who is a prosecution lawyer. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How do you feel this case is going to go?
I feel like it's very in our favor at the moment.
What is your strategy going into this case?
Currently, we're just looking at the life between Donovan and Dominique Steffens, how he treated her and how she would react, in that kind of situation. And just leading up to the moment of her killing her husband.
Okay. How confident are you in your case?
Currently, at the moment, I believe we're pretty confident.
Sounds good. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me.
Thank you for interviewing me.
Here we have Riley, who is a prosecution lawyer. How are you doing today?
Good.
How do you feel this case is going to go?
Good.
What is your strategy going into this?
Just to focus on her previous actions.
How confident are you in your case?
Very confident.
Okay. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me.
Yeah.
Here we have Natalie, who is a prosecution lawyer. How are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How do you feel this case is going to go?
I feel it's gonna go pretty good.
That's good. What's your strategy going on?
To focus on Dominique's life and what she has done.
Oh, okay. How confident are you in this case?
Very confident.
And thank you for agreeing to meet with me.
You're welcome.
We have Noah, who is our defense attorney for the trial. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right, I'm going to ask you a couple questions today. How are you feeling about the case going into it?
I'm feeling pretty good about the case. I think it's going to be pretty successful in our favor.
What's your strategy?
I think it's just the abuse that she dealt with and her mental processing.
How confident are you about winning this whole case?
Pretty confident.
No more questions. Thank you for meeting with me. Here we have Mr. Colcat, who is the defense attorney for our case. How are you doing today?
Good.
Good. How do you feel this case is going to go?
I think it's in our favor. I've been working hard, just looking over evidence and everything, and I think it's going to go good.
That's good. What is your strategy for the case going into it?
I think we're going to focus on the abuse that Mr. Steffens gave to Mrs. Steffens, and yeah.
How confident are you?
Very confident.
That's good. No more questions. Thank you for joining. Here we have Josie, who's our defense attorney. How are you doing today?
I'm so great. How are you?
I'm good. How do you feel the case is going to go?
I think it's going to go pretty good. We have a really solid case.
That's good. What is your strategy going into the case?
Our strategy is really to appeal to the more empathetic side of the judge.
And then how confident are you in the case?
100%.
No more questions. Thank you for meeting me.
Thank you for having me.
Today we are sitting with Donna Hughes, who is a detective with the Metropolitan Police Department. Hi Donna, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How long have you worked with the law enforcement?
23 years.
Okay. How are you involved in this case?
I was called to the scene.
Okay. What was your first impression of the case and Dominique Steffens?
I noticed that it was off and that something was wrong because there was complaints and stuff, and she was kind of off.
Okay. Have you received any calls to their address
I
before? Do you believe in battered woman syndrome, is the reason she killed her husband?
I do not believe so, because when I was first talking to her, when I opened the door and she was telling me that she killed her husband, she was very coherent and was able to bring me to her room and show me her husband.
Okay. What is your opinion of women in abusive relationships?
I do not agree with abuse. It's not a good situation.
Are you prepared to be questioned in court?
I
Sounds good. Thank you for meeting with me.
Of course.
I am here with Dominique Steffens' sibling, Jordan Bright. Hi Jordan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
That's good. What do you do for a living?
I'm a bank teller.
Okay. Are you and Dominique close?
I'd say so.
Did you know about the abuse?
I had a little bit of assumptions, but she always blew it off.
Okay, that's fair. What is your impression of Donovan?
I thought he was a nice guy who actually treated my sister well.
Were you in contact with Dominique at the night of the murder?
I was.
Okay. How are you and the kids dealing with the situation?
Shocked. That's all I can say for all of us.
That's reasonable. What made you decide to testify against your sister?
I don't think she should have killed him in his sleep.
That's reasonable. Are you ready to go against her on this
I
stand?
am.
Okay. Thank you for Today we have Tony Williams, who is the former director of the New Columbian Domestic Violence Shelter. Hi Tony, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you. How long were you working for the shelter?
Well, I worked as a director from '07 to '09, but I did work there previously for some amount of years.
Okay. Why did you quit?
I quit because I just found a better opportunity somewhere else, started my own family and everything. And plus, I just didn't really want to be associated with a potential homicide.
That's understandable. What was your first impression of Dominique Steffens?
She was like any other woman we took in. She had some bruises on her, and her right arm was a bit beat up. So we just took her in, got to know one another, and she seemed like a pretty capable woman from there on out.
That's understandable. Did you feel it was okay for Dominique Steffens to leave the shelter?
It was kind of out of my control because she insisted on going back home because the day of, she was just like really happy for some reason. So, and she just wanted to go back home. But we did offer like somewhere else, but we can only keep women for like 3 days because it's a pretty bad time for like abused women, and we have to keep them coming in.
Thank you. Do you regret that decision at all?
No, because it was kind of out of my control.
So that's understandable. Do you feel you had created a safe environment for women who had been abused?
Yes, of course.
Okay, and are you prepared to be questioned during the trial?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you for meeting with me.
Thank you.
Here we have Cindy Miller, who's the director of the emergency medical services at the Columbian Hospital Center. How are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good. Where are you from?
I'm from Seattle, Washington, originally. I was born in LA.
What got you interested into the medical field?
So my mom was a school nurse at my school, and I was always like wanted to help people that were injured and feel better.
Good heart, good heart. What do you feel, or what do you do in your free time?
I mainly like read books, watch movies, hang out with my friends.
How long have you worked in the medical field?
About 3.5 years.
And then how do you know Dominique Steffens?
She's mainly in the hospital with me. I always see her.
When you examined her, did she have indications that she was abused?
Yeah, she had lots of bruises. She had broken ribs, like bruises on like her wrist from like
So serious
stroke.
damage.
Yes.
Alright, and are you prepared to be questioned in the trial?
I'm very prepared.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Alright, today we are joined with Dr. Bobby Phoenix, expert on battered women syndrome. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. What got you interested into battered women syndrome?
Well, I've always loved psychology, and then when I got into college, I ended up being pretty close to a friend who went through something pretty bad with an abusive relationship, and then psychology is pretty connected with battered women syndrome, so it led me down that path.
What do you do in your free time?
In my free time, I just like to, hang out with friends, go hiking, play sports, read, anything like that.
Why is it important that women are educated on like the side effects and causes of battered women syndrome?
It's super important because a lot of people don't realize that they are being abused. There's many types of abuse like emotional, physical, verbal, and so it's pretty important for women to know the side effects, and then psychology is different for men and women, so it's important that women know those differences.
Where did you go to school and what did you get your degree in?
I went to Georgetown University and I got a PhD in psychology of women.
And then what are your responsibilities at the center?
At the center, I'm the director of research and counseling programs, and then I also train staff on battered women.
And then what's your relationship with Dominique Steffens?
I'm the consultant for her on her case.
And how prepared are you to be questioned in this case?
I'm pretty prepared.
No more questions? Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
The defendant, Dominique Steffens, how are you doing today?
I'm alright, how are you?
I'm good, I'm good. How long were you married to Donovan?
We were married for 5 years.
How old are your kids?
They're 2 and 4.
Was Donovan ever abusive in the relationship?
Yes, he constantly came home drunk and would beat me constantly.
Why didn't you take any steps forward to taking legal actions?
When I tried to leave, he would tie me up and lock me in the closet, and he locked my phone so I wouldn't be able to contact anyone.
Do you regret what you did?
No, I did what I had to do to protect my kids.
Do you feel bad or remorseful for the trauma that you have to put your kids through now because of the actions you took?
I would rather have my kids have trauma than for them to be dead at the hands of my husband.
And are you ready to be questioned by the prosecution throughout this case?
Yes, I have nothing to hide.
No more questions for me. I'm here to give you the full coverage of this unfolding case. Stay tuned for more.